the prairie points have been made for all 4 placemats. Now I need to cut the back for each of those 4 placemats using the white broadcloth that I have. I've actually thought about using 2 layers of this fabric. I might do that. I have enough, and it would add another layer of protection to the table, as well as kind of prevent some show through on the back. Not that people are generally examining the back of your placemats, but there could be, because we have some medium blue shades right like this that could potentially show through. I need to remember what my measurements were yesterday. Alright, so I have pinned, repinned, thought about this, took an hour, and I think this is the way I need to do it. I'm going to unpin all of the prairie points and pin through the backing. So the only concern I actually have now is the opening, because this will have to be attached. So I'm just going to kind of fold that up out of the way. I'm going to clip it. Like so. And where I've got pins is where I will stop. That means that these 3 would be stitched alone. Might work. After doing the first placemat, which I have not hand stitched this down yet, I've just got it clipped, I figured something out. If I don't stitch this to this yet, I will be able to get a consistent 5/8 of an inch seam allowance all the way down, and I won't have this in my way. So I'm going to do that first. Just pin this way over here so it doesn't, flip into my sewing area. And then I'm going to pin these prairie points down because it won't hurt if I have a little extra sewing on just a small portion of the project. The idea of going all the way around it once and then coming back and going all the way around it again is unappealing to me and wasteful. So I think I can basically just line this up on the 5/8 inch mark right here. And my goal here is to basically just get this stitched all the way down at 5/8 of an inch. So now I will unpin this edge right here, flip it over, and then I'm just going to stitch and leave an opening here. So now I do have to take this over to the ironing board to press these wrinkles out. I also need to mention that I'm able to press because these pins are crystal head pins. You can press on the top of a crystal head or a glass head pin and it won't melt. So that's why I didn't have any hesitation for doing so. The batting is cut to fit just inside the stitching lines. I'm using 2 layers of the batting. And if you wanted to, you could stitch the batting together. I would do, you know, just around the outer edge. This has a fold, I believe, so I'm going to leave it folded, and I don't even feel like I need to put some basting adhesive in between them. I'm just going to spray one side with the basting adhesive and attach it to this side right here, and then turn the placemat right side out. And it is repositional, so if you need to move it, just go right ahead and move it. I do like to get the corners, you know, down. Okay, now I can turn this direction. That definitely feels like it's supposed to feel, and I'm just going to reattach the clips. The clips are serving 2 purposes. 1, they're kind of holding everything in place, and 2, they're letting me know which of the 4 I've done. At a glance, I know, oh, if it's got clips on it, it has been stitched and is ready for that final hand stitching. So the next step, of course, would be to stitch. And the openings are not too small, but they are not impossible to just do a hidden stitch. But this is leaf, this is ribbon, this is bringing a lot of thread with it, this is heart, as you can see, and this is fern. Look how fluffy. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of fluffy placemat right there. Oh, I just love it. Alright. So I'm not affiliated, clearly, with Keurig, K-Cups, Donut Shop Coffee, whoever made this. There's no affiliation. It's just a box of a product that I use, that I pay for to use. But I hate throwing it. You know how I am. I can't stand throwing things away. So I was looking at it and I thought, how would it be if I just took a piece of fabric? I can use it again. I can always wash this fabric if I need to. And I'm going to... I've got the tops, you know, these flaps, I've got those folded in. I think if I turn it like this, it'll be easier. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to drop it down in the box, like so. And then I may need to tape this. I can, or, you know, kind of bunch it up like that and put some tape right there. That's the only piece I can't seem to get. Or I could pin it. I do have some jewelry pins in my closet over there, but this might work just fine. See how I've poked a pin right in the top there? There we go. No plastics used. And now I can just fill the box and then put it on a shelf and use it for storage. I love it. Hey guys, it's June the 7th. So I've already stitched up, if you recall, it's been a few days since I've done the actual putting these together video, and I've started stitching, you know, the back closed. So I'm on the second one here, hearts. I have named them, you know, I have a tendency to name things. I'm using some very heavy thread because I am hand sewing. For the first one I used this needle and I can't stand it. I am literally almost at the point of saying I'm going to chuck it, but I can't do that. So I'm just going to stick it in there and try to locate one of my better sewing needles. I did find a whole bunch of needles on this pin cushion. I like the way this one feels, and I'm going to check it before I load it with thread and see how. Oh, much better. Much better. Okay. So I will use this needle. I have no idea. It looks to me like it might just be a sharp. It could be a between, a quilter's between. And I'm not real sure why they're just all randomly poked in that pin cushion. Okay, so I've made just a twisty knot on the end of my thread. And I sew from right to left. So what I'm going to do is flip this over so I'm on the left hand side, knowing that I'll be on the right hand side. But I'm going to pull the top part back, and I'm going to bury the knot that I just made underneath, inside, and underneath the fabric. So right there, so my knot is buried. And I just find it easier to do it this way instead of trying to manipulate my needle and thread and knot from this side. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like that for everybody or if it is an issue for me because I am ambidextrous. I don't know. You can lay this handwork over your ham and it kind of helps, makes it a little bit easier, you know, to catch that fabric. The other thing I wanted to point out is if you feel like you've just bitten off more of the backing fabric or any other project that you're working on, you can just hold your thread out of the way and not right back in the hole that you exited with your needle and thread, but just right next to it. You can go back and it will hide that stitch like so, and then just continue on. And we're just taking a little bite from both. So I'm going into the prairie point, which of course now that I'm trying to show you it won't let me. Okay. And then just angling the needle over and into the backing fabric. Like that. Okay, and if you need to wear a thimble to do this, so in the little, it's usually on an end cap at Michael's, you'll find little things like, I got 3 for $1, I believe, or just around $1. And then this I got, oh, I forgot there's needles in there. It's a little pin cushion, and it was in the same section as the little silicone thimbles. But anyway, so this is for me if I'm going to use a thimble. I'll use it like so, because I typically use my middle finger in that fashion. I'm exaggerating it, but it generally, I can hold my sewing needle with my forefinger and my thumb like so, and then I use this middle finger, and usually it's just kind of like the side of my middle finger to push the needle through. I don't think that's showing. There we go. Right there. And I don't find that it's too encumbering to wear a thimble. It's not the most comfortable thing, but I can definitely do it. Kind of improvising a spot right here. There's a little extra space between these two. And I did notice that at the time when I made it, but it would have been a massive undertaking to fix it. So I just decided to leave it. And those, of course, are personal choices. And I recommend that you not take huge, massive stitches, but I also don't think that it's a requirement that you make little teeny tiny stitches that are spaced, you know, microscopically apart. I don't think that's necessary. And then I just catch the loop with the needle, like so. And then just pull, and that will knot it off. Now if you want to, you can cut your thread, you know, long enough that you can tie it into a knot, but I don't feel like I need to do that. Okay, so there's heart finished. Alright, and we're going to set a timer. I do want to show you what I'm seeing. Let's see if I can get one. Oh. Little baby boo-boo. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe I can lighten it up a little bit. Sleepy guy. Alright, so I'm going to set a timer. Okay, we're going to call it stopwatch. I'll set it right on top there. Okay. So they're all finished, which is kind of cool. Let me grab them. So here's ribbon. Ribbon is done. Leaf is done, or leaves. I haven't decided. I think I'll call it leaves. Heart is done, and fern is done. So I will be putting these on my table for a photo shoot. We'll see how they look with plates, etc. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. I would love to have you join us. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.